the hurricane is over. Before you know it, while you're shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. That's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer and sing ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here as we begin race number 2 of Season 2 of the NCRA TaxSlayer Truck Series. We're here at the home of the Neon Garage, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, getting ready to go running in the Rhino Linings 350. 27 laps of racing here today, coming off the heels 2 weeks ago of an exciting race at Daytona, which saw A Garcia go to victory lane for the first time this season. And now drivers are going to have one of two goals: to either counter the poor performance they had in the Daytona race, or to try and keep up the consistency after a good run that they had at Daytona and keep themselves up there in the point standings. The defending winner of this race is actually in this field here today. That is Jonathan Zoerlein in the 88, so we'll keep tabs on him, see if he can double down in 2 starts with 2 trips to victory lane. But as I said, number of drivers coming into this race with good performances last week, not last week, but 2 weeks ago at Daytona, including the driver that starts on the pole position here today, and that is Wyatt Walker in the 13. He finished 13th in the Daytona race. Today, with a good run, maybe even a win, he can jump up into the top 10 in the point standings. And of course, all these drivers have 2 goals. First, they want to win to get into the playoffs. But secondly, they also want to make sure they remain in the top 30 in the point standings to have that win count towards a spot in the chase for the championship. And we saw a number of drivers last season, since there's only 8 spots up for grabs in the playoffs in this series. They've finished inside the top 30 in the point standings, but they weren't high enough in the standings to be able to beat someone else for a spot in the playoffs. So being as high in the point standings as possible is key, regardless of whether you're in the top 30 in the points or not. So we'll see what these drivers will be able to do here today. With 27 laps of racing, I'm not 100% certain if we will see a fuel strategy race, but we could very well. And of course, too, this is a different configuration, an updated Las Vegas from what we ran last season, so we'll see how they do. Let's go down and get those most famous words.
Drivers, start your engines!
Command given. Wyatt Walker, we mentioned, on the pole. Alongside of him is going to be R Acosta. And, of course, Thor Sports trying to get their 2nd straight win of the season, as A Garcia was the first 2 weeks ago at Daytona International Speedway. Looks like all of the race cars are going to get off pit road safely without any mechanical issues. So let's give you your top 10. The points coming into today's race, presented to you by Golden Corral. Ace Garcia obviously is the points leader. Paul Minnick comes into this race 2nd. Heather Gallant is the highest running rookie. She is currently 3rd in the standings. Zach Winkle in 4th. Hillary Sanchez in 5th. In 6th place is Jake Smith. That is Patrick Curtis 7th. 8th is Nick Rail. Henry Williams in 9th. And J Lagasee completes the top 10. Pace car brings the field through turns 3 and 4. This is a track that holds them double wide, sometimes 3 wide, but they have to give room if it's going to work. And we're going to see exactly just how aggressive these drivers are going to be early on in this one. At Las Vegas, the Rhino Linings 350 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway is green. Let's roll. I think we can safely say the inside line will be the preferred line all day in terms of trying to pick up position. And we we see a clear case of that as Wyatt Walker moves to the lead, and now the battle is on for second. Well, the battle is now on for the lead. Number 3 going to go to the top spot, Melody Baker. And right behind her, you've got Sky Commons there in the 99. You got the 4 truck there as well. A number of drivers working their way to the front very early, and they're already 3 wide. That's Brandon Joy caught in the middle. Harrison Ponder down on the inside. Can they keep it together 3 wide? So far, so good. Looks like Sky Common's going to get away from all that mayhem. He's going to lead this lap. Tony Green now moves into second. Not for long. Harrison Ponder going to move him up the racetrack. And then right behind them comes Easton Barber in the 33. Henry Williams in the 62 right there as well. Now in the 4th spot. So far we've been able to keep it together, but they are 3 wide further back here. Wyatt Walker, Brandon Joy, Tony Green further back. Ace Garcia's in a 3 wide situation. That is with, looks like that's Preston Plourd up top and Alexander Rowe in the middle. And now Melody Baker gets put in a 3 wide situation. Here comes Henry Williams closer to the front of the field with a rear decklet full of O Pollard. They're going to work to the inside of Harrison Ponder for second and third, and now set their sights on Sky Commons for the race lead. Now it's a battle for second. Pollard helped push Henry Williams to second. Now he's going to take the spot away. Easton Barber now fills the hole. He'll go for 3rd place, and the pole sitter, Wyatt Walker, making his way back up towards the front once again. Now settling all the way out to double wide through the field. So we had a couple of hairy situations of 3 wide, but they kept it together, and we are still green flag racing. Battle for the lead is on. Pollard to the inside. Caution is out. Didn't see the lights. But the caution comes out, and Sky Commons was the leader when they crossed the line the last time, so he will be the race leader here under pacing. I think they're all just waiting for the pace car to come around and pick them up. I couldn't tell who that is. That is the 37 of J Tsang. A lot of hood damage on that Dodge. 10 car PJ Williams down on the apron. He might have been involved. And then there's also the 53 of Michael Whitman, who was back here and appeared to have maybe gotten a piece of whatever that was. Haas back here as well in the 28. There's a couple of cars coming to pit road, including PJ Williams and also the 8 of Matt Haas hitting pit road. You can see the skid marks there. You saw them on the top left of your screen on the front straightaway, so that's obviously where the wreck took place. Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of front end damage on the 8. Yeah, looks like they're going to try and get that car repaired. PJ Williams pulls into the attention of his crew. Looks like they'll try and repair his machine as well. So as Sky Commons leads us under yellow for the first time here today at Las Vegas, let's take a look at a replay. Well, they had settled out to double wide, then they got back to 3 wide. This is teammates. J Tsang in the middle, Hillary Sanchez down low. That's Alex Hawkins in the 7 up top side. And it looks like some contact between the teammates turns the 7 around. He goes up and into the wall. And up and into the air, actually, goes Hawkins. Oh my goodness, what a wild ride. That thing came back down on all 4 wheels, thank heavens. And then you just see drivers trying to avoid. There was contact there for Haas. PJ Williams is spinning through the grass. Heather Gallant's going to get a hit there in the driver's side door. Ooh, I believe J Lagasee may have gotten a piece of that, as did Joseph Romero in the 83. Paul Minnick does a nice job avoiding in the 21 car, and I thought I saw one other driver get maybe a piece of it. I think Jake Moss got through it. And then there you see Patrick Curtis get by on the inside. Michael Haas and Michael Whitman both stopped up top. So I don't think they got involved. I think they just had slowed up and were waiting for all the drivers to get themselves righted and drive away. So I don't think they got any damage, did the 28 and the 53. And my question is, how is that 7 car driving away? He was up in the air and landed down on his nose. But regardless, that's what brought out the caution. A wild ride for Alex Hawkins and a wreck involving 6, maybe 7 drivers for our first yellow of the day. Lights are out atop the pace truck, so we will go back green on lap 10 of 27. That'll give us 18 laps remaining in this one. Working our first caution of the day, which sees 2 drivers early retiring from this race. The cars of Matt Haas and J Tsang. Somehow, someway, Alex Hawkins is still going. He's in the 37th position. I don't know how, after going up in the air and landing down on the nose, on the grill area, how that truck is still under power, but somehow, some way he is. It's going to be a big blow in the point standings for J Tsang and Matt Haas. Both of those drivers did not exactly have the greatest of runs in 2 weeks ago at Daytona. J Tsang came into this race 33rd in points, and Matt Haas was 37th, so they're going to find themselves way down in the cellar after this one. Sky Commons is the race leader, though. It leads back to green over O Pollard, Easton Barber, Wyatt Walker, Henry Williams, then it's Ricky Cervantes, Harrison Ponder, Brandon Joy, Ace Garcia now up to 9th, and completing the top 10 is going to be Andrew Miller. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway here at Las Vegas. O Pollard trying to pick up where he left off. He challenged Sky Commons for the lead when they came to the caution. Didn't get him at the line. Now he's going to try it again, going through turns 1 and 2. Got a lot of the William Brock Motorsports cars up here. The 13 of Walker, the 62 of Williams, and as we just mentioned, just cracking the top 10 not moments ago, the 23 of Andrew Miller. So a big opportunity here for the drivers out of WBR, or WBM rather. Oh, are they going to go 3 wide for the lead? Williams goes middle, Cervantes goes low. They are 3 wide for the top position. And that's going to make them 3 wide back there. Another row deep. That's Ponder, Walker, and Commons. Oh, this is hairy through this corner. Give room. Ooh, little contact there between the 70 and the 13. They keep it together, though. Cervantes leads that lap, but for how long? Harrison Ponder now to the inside line. Oh, my goodness gracious. You think these drivers realize that we're getting close to the end of this race? Newsflash, we're not even halfway. Ponder now gets moved to the middle groove. Brandon Joy down low in the 70. Who's going to lead this lap between these two? Looks like the inside line will get the momentum. Give it to Brandon Joy. Got some more drivers making their way to the front now. Austin LaPlante in the 98. Following the tire tracks of Melody Baker. Preston Plourd is there. Angel Olvera is on the inside line. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's our Daytona race winner, Ace Garcia, also starting to make his way to the front. He's on the inside line. Melody Baker is going to lead this lap, and now LaPlante to the inside for the top position. It's like we're watching Daytona all over again. 3 wide, double wide, and a lot of lead changes. LaPlante wants to lead this lap, but Tony Green's got the momentum down low with help from Preston Plourd. Preston Plourd's team owner, Kev Shearer, we saw go to victory lane in last week's race in the Hershey's Cup Series at Rio de Janeiro. Uh-oh, look out. Slow truck! That's Alex Hawkins. So he's still running, even though he went up in the air, but we can clearly see a lot of speed is lost after the damage he sustained, and now he's going to hold up the entire field. He's holding up Andrew Miller, Brandon Joy, Harrison Ponder, and others on that outside line. Ricky Cervantes as well. That's going to split the field up for sure. And now, leaders encountering another slow car, the 10 of PJ Williams. Race leader right now is going to, well, it was Tony Green, but now A Olvera takes the spot. And these two Toyota Tundras have kind of gapped themselves back to third place. Battle going on between Austin LaPlante and Preston Plourd. Wyatt Walker starting to close in on this, as is Tyler Deaver in the 30. First time we've talked about him today. Marty Czekala is now up in the top 10, as is Isaac Nichols, and now also the 92 of Nathan Stapleton. I was just going to say Nate Stapleton, but it's Nathan Stapleton. Seeing here, though, as these drivers are lined up nose to tail, they're producing more speed than the battle up here for the race lead between Tony Green and A Olvera. So now the battle for the lead is going to close up and be involved with a number of drivers once again. Wow, big momentum for LaPlante. Is he going to keep it going into turn one? Couldn't do it. He had to lift a little bit to avoid running over the four of Tony Green. Tony Green is now on a one-season winless streak. Back at Daytona marked the one-year anniversary of its first and only TaxSlayer Truck Series win. Now he is currently, if you include today's race, he is currently on a 26 race winless streak, or 25 race winless streak, I should say. Preston Plourd to the inside for the top position, and look at all the players we've got up here now. Another driver that we didn't mention that's now up here as well, Alexander Rowe in the 12, up in this lead pack. Tony Green hangs on to the spot. In a very strong Toyota Tundra, and much like we were mentioning before, he is a driver out of Kyle Busch Motorsports. Already Motorsports has a victory this season with Ace Garcia at Daytona. So Kyle Busch Motorsports trying to counter that with a win of their own. But here comes Alexander Rowe to the inside. Rowe, a former driver in the Pizza Hut X Series, taking the top spot. But now he might want to look drivers left, because here comes Nathan Stapleton. And he's getting some help from Melody Baker, and there's Marty Czekala right there as well in the 18. Up in this lead pack, we have 11 trucks, the last of which I believe is the 33. Yes, indeed, it is 11 trucks, and 33 of Easton Barber is the last of the trucks in this lead pack. As we close in towards the end of this race, these may be the ones to settle it out. You got Henry Williams working here with Nicholas Rail and Ace Garcia. They're all trying to catch up to this lead group. Some others back here as well. Jake Smith in the 19. Patrick Smith in the 05. Ryan Acosta, who started on the outside of the front row. There's Nick Johnson, the defending champion, Brandon Joy. Now, the reason all these drivers, Andrew Miller, Harrison Pond, Rick Cervantes, are all the way back here is because they all got held up by slow cars. Oh, speaking of slow cars, Alex Hawkins got in the way, and the leaders are wrecking. LaPlante, Tyler Deaver involved. Caution's out. Oh, and there's another truck up in the wall. That's Preston Plourd. Damage on the 6-2 of Henry Williams. And the leader, I believe, they're racing back to the caution, is going to be Marty Czekala, and it's going to be with 4 laps to go. Don't know if we're going to get back green or not. I was just thinking when I was talking about that second pack had been held up by slow cars of how soon they might end up encountering the 7 of Alex Hawkins again, and as soon as I thought that and moved up to the front of the field, that's when they had caught him. And boy, I think he just got ran over by somebody, and it's caused a number of drivers that were en route to a good run here today to more than likely finish this race behind the wall. So Marty Czekala, I think he would love it if this race ended under caution. We'll see if that's going to be the case, or if we may get a one-lap shootout. But for now, let's look at a replay of what happened over in turns 1 and 2. This was right in front of the leaders. This was a battle for the lead. Nathan Stapleton up in this group along with Alexander Rowe and Melody Baker. Now watch here. The 3's going to get a big run on the inside line. And I'm not exactly sure what Alex Hawkins is thinking, but he moves low. And blocks the 3, and Baker gets into his left rear. I don't blame Melody Baker for dumping him. I'm not certain why Hawkins was trying to throw a block there. He gets spun around, and then you're going to see he's going to get a shot right there into the right rear of Tyler Deaver. That sends the 30 truck around. And I think everybody else avoided the 7, amazingly enough. And was it really only the 30 that got involved? It might have been. Everybody else might have just had to slow up to avoid. Although I did see some damage on the 62. Although that might have actually been from contact between him and P Plourd over in turn 2. Oh, right there, actually. He ran into the back of E Barber. And right there, just gets clipped, does Tyler Deaver. He's going to spin around right in front of Austin LaPlante. LaPlante may have gotten a little contact with the right front. But then Deaver tries to save it. Close call there for Ace Garcia and Andrew Miller. And I think Deaver then's able to get the car refired. Oh, further back, some more contact. Hawkins getting turned around by, I believe that was Michael Whitman. Oh, and then Whitman's going to run into Deaver. And also Tristan Allen gets a piece of that. Sky Commons, I don't know if he was involved. Zach Winkle in the 90. He's going to hit Tyler Deaver as well. And then if we move up here, let's find the 69 of P Plourd, who we see smoking up there on the top side. Now, what happened to him? Okay, so he's down on the apron after they all went to avoid, and I think he's going to slide up the track, possibly in front of the 92 of Stapleton. Right there's the contact. And then it was actually the 12 of Alexander Rowe that got him in the right rear and turns him up into the outside wall. And that was a hard lick for driver and truck both, as you can see immediately. Black smoke erupting from underneath. And that is a fatal sign for the KFC Ford F-Series. Preston was having such a good run and gets involved in a follow-up wreck after our second caution of the day. And for the first time this season in the TaxSlayer Truck Series, we will have a first-time winner. Top Gun Racing will get their first win of the season, and Marty Czekala will get his first win of his TaxSlayer Truck Series career. Last season, Marty Czekala finished out the season in the 21st position in points, 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s, but no wins. But here today, in only the second race of the season, he will be going to victory lane for the first time in his career in this series. So a very timely caution for him. And we saw it before, too, with that kind of block that Alex Hawkins put on the entire field, how Czekala was able to get through that and then battled Melody Baker back to the caution flag to take the race lead, and eventually that gave him the win in the outcome of today's race. So out of turn 4 for the final time, the 2K Sports GameStop Chevrolet Silverado will take the Rhino Linings 350 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And we are now 2 for 2 this season in veterans, or should say non-rookies, going to victory lane. Garcia at Daytona, and now Czekala here today at Las Vegas. Not to say there was no shortage of rookies behind him, with Melody Baker, Angel Olvera, Nathan Stapleton, and Wyatt Walker completing the top 5. Standings should be official, though. And we go on down through the remainder of the finishing results. Then you get to more veterans. 6th place, Nicholas Rail. Isaac Nichols in 7th. Easton Barber, 8th. 9th, Tony Green and Alexander Rowe completed the top 10. Austin LaPlante gets 11th. Ace Garcia, he might keep the points lead. Got a 12th place run today following his Daytona win 2 weeks ago. Jake Smith, 13th. Patrick Smith in 14th. And Nick Johnson will finish in 15th. The rest of your top 20 were Ryan Acosta, Brandon Joy, Andrew Miller, Harrison Ponder, and Ricky Cervantes. Defending winner Jonathan Zoerlein, never really talked much about him today. He got 22nd. and you look down through the remainder of the finishing results, see the drivers that got involved in the wreck where they finished. Henry Williams 33rd, Zach Winkle 34th, PJ Williams 35th, Alex Hawkins, who caused the second wreck to end this race, 2 laps down in 36th. And out of the race, you got Preston Plourd, Tristan Allen, Tyler Deaver, Michael Whitman. That was due to the second caution. Matt Haas and J Tsang 41st and 42nd after the first caution of the day back on, I think it was lap 7. So that is going to do it here today from Las Vegas. So far, 2 veterans have gone to victory lane here this season. But quite a race there, too. That was some pretty exciting racing. A lot of lead changes. I'll be really interested to see how many lead changes we actually had in this race, because I think there were quite a number of them, especially in the beginning stages of this event. But that is going to do it here today from Las Vegas. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. We've shown your full figure results. These are your rookie points and your overall points heading into next week's race, where we will be seeing these trucks racing on dirt. We're going under the lights at the half-mile Bristol Motor Speedway for some dirt track racing. We've still got this weekend to finish out, though. Up next is the Pizza Deck Series race here from Las Vegas, to be followed by the Cobalt Tools 400, our Hershey's Cup Series event here at this track. Till then, though, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.